everybody, and welcome to another video. And my August project that you can see it here, and was the idea to restore my Garelli Moped. It's just kind of ended. Still I have to do something to preserve it, to put some wax and this kind of things on it. But I have to wait some better days as weather related, because I want to wash it carefully and all these kind of things, but it's raining right now. So my August project was intended to distract me from the normal photography videos that I'm doing. I wanted to do something different, just to free my mind. I wanted to have my mind cleared. I wanted to have something to concentrate on, just to do something mechanical. I love mechanical things. I love to fix them because that clears my mind, absolutely. So that was my project, and here I did, as I said, here I did the introduction to the project, and I did a couple of videos, but at the end, also this was kind of too much to do all the episodes, and there was not really that good results on the stats on YouTube. Basically, few people watched the video, so I decided to just do a last video with all the main things that I had to do to fix up the Garelli. When I tried to start the Garelli, it didn't start. I was thinking to do a wheel start video or something like that, but I just realized that the gasoline in it was very, very old. So I emptied the tank, put a little bit of gas in it, fresh gas, obviously with the 3% oil, and it started right away. So there was not the need to do a full restoration or these kind of things. I just followed the instruction manual, and every 4,000 kilometers, so 3,000 miles, something like that, you are supposed to go through all the engine and everything and do a very nice cleaning. And it's what I did. So I started to disassemble the Garelli. My initial idea was to leave the motors, untouched, but going on, after I took off the exhaust, I realized there was a lot of deposit in the exhaust part of the cylinder. So I decided to just tear down the motor, take off the head, take off the cylinder, and clean the piston and do all these kind of things. It was nice and very easy to do. Just the only problem that I had with this aspect was the fact that someone previously worked on the engine. I don't know, I don't remember if it was me when I was a kid, but the studs going in were kind of ruined, were stretched, so I decided to buy new studs, change the studs, and all these kind of things. I cleaned up very carefully the exhaust, the exit part for the exhaust fumes, and I kind of really smoothed it out. So I really used a lot of sandpaper and smoothed out the exit. And by the way, that was a great thing to do. So I cleaned everything, cleaned the piston, cleaned the head, and at the end, I cleaned the rings. There was another thing that had some deposits in it, so the seating of the rings. So I cleaned everything and reassembled everything together. That was the most worrying part, because if you do something wrong, you can really make damages. But at the end of the game, it was very, very easy to do. The other thing that I had to do was to clean all the exhaust pipe, and I tried in different ways. Looking around on YouTube, I found a lot of people that were using vinaigrette to do it. So I decided why to use vinaigrette when I can use acetic acid in the right percent. So it's 5% acetic acid, and I immersed my exhaust in that. It comes out really nice on one side, not much on the other. I mean, the outside of the pipes and everything, all the rust went away, all the sign of rust and all this kind of thing. So it got cleaned up really, really great. But the interior of the exhaust, yeah, some dirt came out, but not what I expected. So I decided to try in different way, and I used the Chanticleer. That is the greaser that you can. This is a degreaser. It's here. It's a degreaser that you can find on every countertop and every. I mean, you can find in every grocery store here, and it's usual. It's used for cleaning the house and all those kind of things. And I was very skeptic about that, but I bought it. I used the Chanticleer. I diluted the 1+1, put it in the pipe, and it came out a lot of dirt. It really changed everything. So it really cleaned up the interior very well. And by the way, it was fun when I started the Garelli. After it was smelling like Chanticleer from the exhaust for a while. So, but it cleaned everything pretty good. A lot of deposit came out. So that was how I fixed the exhaust. Staying with exhaust, also if I did it as a basically the last step, the last day of the work meet, I used the Ferox, this rust converter. So I painted with the rust converted all the exhaust, and that was great. It came out pretty well. So after that, over the rust converter, I just gave 2 or 3 coats of black paint for high temperatures, and the result was pretty nice. So that was for the exhaust part was that thing. Another part was to take care of the chain. The transmission chain was very dirty, so I took off the chain, cleaned the chains very well. By the way, if you use kerosene for cleaning the chain, and it comes out perfectly. So I use it to clean a lot of things. Did the chain? The chain was really dirty, so clean the chain, loop the chain, and again that part was done. Another part that was absolutely important to do was the carburetor. I got a kit from dell'orto, and I kind of just opened the carburetor. It was actually very clean. I always took care of it, so that was not a big deal, but you can see a specific video here up if you want to see what I did with the carburetor. And put the carburetor together, and that was probably the easiest part of the job. What was not easy, it was with the wheels. First of all, I had to clean the wheels. All the chrome parts on the Moped start to have a little spot of rust, and that was something that I had to take care of. I watched online, and something that really was kind of inspired me was the use of tin foil to pass on the chromed part and get rid of the rust. It went absolutely well. I was surprised how easy it was. So I use it on all the chrome parts on the Garelli, and one of the chrome parts that I used it was the wheels. So when I did on the wheels was absolutely perfect. The conversion was perfect. But the problem with the wheels was not just the cleaning. That is just elbow grease and some time to do it. The difficult part was to disassemble the wheels and change the bearings. It's open bearings, so when you disassemble it, all the steel balls just came out. One side of the rear wheel had the steel balls inside that changed color, were kind of darker. So I decided to order the balls and change everything. And this is something that is not very difficult to do as a concept, but it's kind of, you must be very precise and you must really feel the point where the when you close them up, you must feel the point where everything is smooth enough, but there's no play in it. So that was probably one of the difficult part of the job. Not difficult, but very precise. So I decided to do that on the rear wheel, on the front wheel. In the meantime, I cleaned all the brakes. The pads were really nice, so I didn't have to do much more. The brakes are working great right now. So that was part of the fixing, of the maintenance of the Garelli. And by the way, it's a part that they tell you to do every 4,000 kilometers. So that is important to do. So I did that. As I said, was easy but very precise, and so I had to put a lot of concentration. I noticed that the wheel were a little bit crooked, so I just got and tied all the rails of the wheel, and I straightened up the wheel. To do that, usually you buy the tool to make it the perfect and all these kind of things. I just used the rear fork of the wheel with the wheel inside, and just a toothpick with the tape put on the wheel. It was enough. It was not the easiest thing to put everything together, but it was enough to take care of the problem and to straighten up the wheel. So that went very well. Obviously, reassemble everything, put all the cables back together, and did all the cleaning that I had of the chrome parts. And basically, the scooter was back on. Something that was a pain in the rear was to put together the exhaust system. It's very, it's something that you must be careful to not break anything, and it's something that is kind of very precise how it goes on. So that was probably one of the most difficult parts, but did it, put all together. And the fantastic thing is that when I put the gas in it, there were no leaks at all around the carburetor, so I did a good job. I brought the scooter outside, and as soon as I kicked it with the choke on, done. It went on and ran perfectly. And it runs really in a way that probably never ran that well before. And I'm sure that the work that they did on the exhaust part of the cylinder, that the exhaust is to smooth it and these kind of things, really worked very great. The Garelli now is perfect and works. The problem is that is the end of summer. Summer ugly rainy day right now, and I hope it will become warm again in September, but it's still the end of the summer, so it's not worth to pay the insurance and the taxes on it to put it on the streets. So I will wait the next year. What I have to do to be sure that nothing goes wrong with the Garelli is to give some protection to the paint and to the chrome parts. And to do this, I want to use a ceramic coating. It's overkilling for that, absolutely, but it's a way to really protect from any other rust that can come out. As soon as there will be a nice day, I can wash the scooter, clean it, everything, and that will be fantastic. And I can put the coating on it and everything else. So this is the story of how I restore my Garelli. And the thing is that doing the job, I was feeling kind of nostalgic. And I was thinking why? Because to be honest, I feel much better now as a person than I was felt when I was a teenager. I was in a school that I disliked at the time. I really hated the classical lecture here in school. Was ugly and terrible, really stupid teachers and this kind of thing. So it was not the best moment of my life, but still I felt some nostalgia. And thinking was, okay, I feel better now. So where this nostalgia comes from? And then I realized one thing, that I was not nostalgic uh, as I was in the 87 and 85 and this kind of years, in the late 80s. But what made me nostalgic was the mood. The mood in Italy was totally different. We were out of this damned Europe, and socialism was starting to get around, but was still not here, and everything seemed possible. Internationally, there was Reagan in the USA, the Thatcher in the UK, so the wall in Berlin was down, and they started to all the process to global peace and all these kind of things, and everything was possible. Taxes were not as high as now, and everything was possible. And I watched the meme on Facebook 2 days ago, something that passed in front of me, to say that with a salary in the 80s you could buy 1600 ice cream, something like that. Now, with the same salary, the equivalent salary, you can buy probably 260 ice cream. So, and that is true. Everything, and if you want to see a video here about the cost of managing a moped, I made a video here. So, the life was better because we had free society. We were free to work, we were free to do a lot of things. Right now, if you have an idea, you think, and probably there's a regulation that prohibits it. In the 80s, we were able to buy the toilet that we wanted for our house, for example. Now you have to buy the one that is certified, European, with the limit of the water you can use and all this crap. So that's the problem. And here, in the 80s, really, the world was growing, and we were part of it, and we were transforming it, and we were doing something great, and the peace was around because the wall in Berlin collapsed, and all these kind of things was very, very fantastic. Right now, we are absolutely in Italy and in Europe. Europe is collapsing. And every day there's a new tax, every day there's a new regulation, every day there's a new invasion from other countries, and this really sucks. The taxes arrived at the level that are probably 80% right now. So we are a collapsing society with no options. And yes, I was nostalgic about the 80s. I realized I was on the scooter and I was thinking, yeah, it's not that I'm nostalgic about the scooter. I love to go around with the car and all these kind of things, but I'm nostalgic about the mood that we had in the 80s. And it's the mood that probably now is in the USA, that is going up a lot and all these kind of things. So that's something that I miss, that mood, and I really hope that something will change, and will change soon, so we can get back to that great mood we had in the 80s. So this is the story of my moped. This is a little bit of a rant about my nostalgic feelings, and thank you for watching, and see you next time. And I will go back to my photographic content. I took this pose because I needed it, I mentally needed it, and now back to photography with the next video. Thank you for watching.